Hey, this is Mike Madden, the Mental Block Doc. Are you ready to kick your butts for good? Now, continuing with our topic of changing your psychology to change your habit, I know you're sick of hearing me say this, but it's not the circumstance that's causing your pain, but rather it's our thoughts about it. It's our perceptions about it that's causing us pain. No matter how horrific your past, no matter how horrible your present events are, the only thing that ever causes us emotional pain is our story, is our thoughts about it. Now, maybe you had a rough childhood. Okay, for example, let's say you didn't have the greatest parents growing up. Your mother may have been verbally abusive, always putting you down, always shooting apart your self-esteem, told you you're no good, you're not pretty, you'll never amount to anything, you're a real loser, life is rough, it's dangerous out there, you're going to get eaten alive. Or maybe you had a father who was physically abusive to you. Now, as an adult, you may have built up an identity around this. You have become programmed. You have certain thoughts, certain beliefs that you accepted as a kid, and you may see yourself as a victim. And in this present moment, today, maybe 40 years later, you're no longer being physically or verbally abused by your father or mother. The only pain that's still associated with that event is your current thinking about it. The little CDs and DVDs that's running in your mind about your past, that's keeping that very alive and active. Now, if you're constantly obsessed with the past by thinking thoughts of what kind of parents would do that? They should have loved me more. How could they have done those things to me? I hate them. If it wasn't for them, I would have a normal life. I wouldn't be so screwed up. I'm not ahead in life because of them. Now, each one of those thoughts creates tremendous pain right now in the present. See, they're no longer causing you physical pain, but you continue the pain by living in the past and reliving the emotional pain in your mind. So to recap, right now, what is painful about your past is your current thinking about your past. Now, hey, I realize that it is horrible to have experiences of physical and emotional abuse from the people who are supposed to love us and protect us. But it's a sad state of affairs if you continue to beat yourself up with your current thoughts. You see, we have to get out of this victim mode and get into empowerment mode. Now, to be clear, this doesn't mean it's okay that your parents were abusive. You can't condone physical and mental abuse. But you see, that's a circumstance that we can't change. It happened in the past. What we can change and what we have power over is how we think about it now. We can change our thinking that we have about an experience into a mindset that doesn't cause you pain. And in this way, we can literally change your feelings about your past. You have to accept that your parents were abusive. I mean, in this case, your parents might not have been abusive, but if you had abusive parents, you have to accept that. My parents were abusive. Stop arguing with it and asking why it happened. That doesn't help. That doesn't mean you agree with their behavior. That doesn't mean you condone their actions. It means that I accept what happened. I acknowledge what happened. I accept what happened. It was an event that took place in my past. And now it's time to let that go. And when you let that go, that's when you stop the abuse. Now, if you want to see how to use this principle to overcome bad habits, distressing events in your life, in your past, please click the link in the description below. Let's kick your butts for good.